Welcome to Small Arm Solutions. Today we're looking at a lower receiver. It's a brand new lower receiver that was just released within the last month or so from Aero Precision, referred to as their M4E1 Pro Series lower receiver. Now, what makes this one special is this one is their first fully ambidextrous one. Now, the upper receiver we have on here, this is sort of just a first look at what you're going to be seeing coming up in the future. This is the first time I've been able to get my hands on a Geissele URGI upper receiver. So this is the 10.3 inch version. So stay tuned and for some a later video to have us go over this upper receiver. But right here, we're basically concerned with the lower receiver. So looking at the right side of this receiver, what we're going to be seeing most importantly is the ambidextrous bolt catch. So when we lock it open, it locks back on the last shot, and we hit from the top and we can close it. This is probably the most significant part of this receiver, but we also see the components we have here are also improved. We have a nice stippling on here for the magazine release. You notice we have bolt catch and release, catch and release. This is probably one of the most significant features in the fact that many companies out there only have a right side bolt release. This does both. We also have on here, this is the Aero Precision ambidextrous trigger. We can have the 45-degree throw or the full 90-degree throw. I have the 45 on here myself. And again, we look at the forging. This is this is forging. This is not billet. Now we look over from the other side. We see the ambidextrous magazine release on the side here, and we have the standard ping pong paddle. We have a nice place right here to lock it open, and we have to release. We see the left side of the selector of the Aero Precision, their Pro Series. Again, you can pop this over if you were a lefty and put the longer one on the other side and the shorter one on this side, whichever you chose. Again, it's all a very nice forging. And of course, I built this up with my own parts. We have a Hyperfire trigger in here, and we also have the Magpul pistol grip on here, the Myad, which again, I put on everything. To me, this is the best pistol grip on the face of the earth. I put it on absolutely everything. I also added a standard mil-spec receiver extension, H2 buffer, standard receiver extension nut, standard end plate. And this is the Magpul STR stock that we have on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this up so you can take a little bit of a look in the inside now. So again, this is not open up for an automatic sear, as you can see. This is closed in. As you can see, I dropped in the Hyperfire trigger. And looking at the magazine release, as you can see, if I'm a left-handed shooter, I can drop it from the left side. If I want to lock open the bolt with shooting left-handed, I can use my left hand to engage or disengage the bolt catch. And then, of course, on the left-hand side, I can use my thumb to engage the safety. And, of course, right, it's the same thing. With one sweep, I can hit magazine release. I can lock my bolt open. I can close my bolt. On the right-hand side, I can reach my safety as well. Again, we have 7075 T6 aircraft-grade aluminum. The machining that Aero Precision does is absolutely gorgeous. Aero Precision is one of these companies that I've gotten a lot of stuff from in the past. Over the years, I've never gotten anything bad from them. This is actually a government contractor. They do a lot of work for OEMs, many of these big name manufacturers, which of course we can't talk about who they are because it's proprietary information. But I'll be happy to tell you that Aero Precision does a lot of receivers for some of these big name companies. So you're getting the same quality with theirs as you are with the major manufacturers that they provide this stuff as well. Anodized Type 3 hard coat, anodized black, very beautifully done. The only thing I do regret is that I didn't get a upper receiver to go with this, because this normally looks really nice with their Pro Series upper receiver as well. Looks very well. But we're going to be testing this later on down the road with that URGI upper. But I wanted to get you guys to get a first look at this receiver because these are now available. I know people have had these on order for quite some time. They finally got them in production. And I'll probably, this is my guess, I can't tell you for sure what the problem probably was with getting it out, because this is happening with other companies, and it all stems around this Ambi bolt catch. I personally looked at something else I did a few years ago. I was looking at all the patents that were around the Ambi bolt catches, for the lower receivers. So I personally have access, and I have copies of every patent that's ever been done on this. It's very difficult these days to come up with any kind of a design that will not violate somebody else's patent. There's only so many ways that you can link this right side to the left side. There's only so many ways that you can do it and patent it. So I think what happens is a lot of these companies have to license from other companies their patents so they can do this. We're going to be talking about that in another video coming up in the near future on the Colt M5, which is another speculation that they're probably ran into the same thing. Because again, this is not something that there's easy ways to get around. There's probably 6 or 7 patents out there that cover every which way that you can link these two together. So my guess is it probably there was a licensing issue that took so long in this design. That's probably what the delay was. But I do want to talk about something else that I have in here. I have the Hipperfire trigger in here. This is a single stage trigger. This is a trigger, if you guys are looking for the most incredible single action trigger on the face of the earth for this weapons platform, it is the Hyperfire trigger. Not only is it accurate, personally I prefer two stage for precision long range work, and for more of a combat type rifle I prefer single stage. The response that you get with this trigger, your ability to get off accurate quick shots, is unmatched with what you can do with this trigger. There are several different versions of this trigger. Check out their website. You can always go over to Brownells. They carry them. There's several places. But those of you who like single stage triggers and you want the best single stage trigger that there is, this is it. You notice we have these little toggle springs right here. Why would we have those? One of the biggest things that you do when you want to give a better or lighter trigger pull is you have to decrease the weight on the hammer spring. That's one of the things you have to do. The problem is when you reduce the spring on the hammer, you can have difficulty setting off certain kind of primers if they are really, really hard. Basically, what these toggles do is enables you to get the same force with a 2.5 pound trigger that you would with an 8 pound government trigger. So you're not sacrificing your reliability for a really nice trigger, which is one of the things that makes this unique. Now you can also get different color springs, like they'll have a red spring. Red spring is even heavier. So say I was going to be firing 7.62x39, I go to their heavier springs, which are the red ones, and I will be using that. But I always want to talk about this trigger because it's something that I really, really like. Of course, I have this set up with an H2 buffer because what I'm going to be shooting is going to basically require that for it to be reliable. As far as the stock was concerned, I'm quite fond of Magpul furniture. In fact, you can see the Myod grip on here. Magpul makes, I think, the best stocks in the market, the most durable. This one here is a little bit larger, so you have it's reminiscent of the Colt ACR back when Colt was doing the ACR program, which had this triangular shape. That evolved into the LMT SOP-mod stock, and this is basically what you have here is probably a derivative or a lineage of the LMT SOP-mod stock. You have reversible QD slots in the back. You have a locking lever here that keeps it from being able to move. When you disengage it, it allows you to unlock, pull back. A little bit wobbly here. Engage that. Tightens everything right up. That's an excellent stock. But I wanted to give you guys a first look at this receiver. Excellent, excellent receiver. Those of you who are looking for a really good Ambi receiver that's not going to break the bank, this is around $280 on their webpage. So it's a very good, it's a really good price for an excellent Ambi receiver. They can go on anything. Now these, you're looking at about $55 for these Aero Precision Ambi Pro Series safety. Again, you can adjust this to the 45-degree throw or the 90. Again, I have it set up for that. Those parts they're all available. In fact, every part that you have here is probably available on Brownells. I do believe Brownells carries this lower receiver too, but you can get all these other components. The rest of the components are just standard components. As this comes from the factory, it comes with the bolt catch assembly already in, and it also comes with a magazine catch. So those assemblies are all there. So you're basically just putting in your trigger mechanism, your safety. If you notice that your trigger is integrally on here, it's part of the receiver, so you don't have to change out the or add a trigger guard. It's already there. It's not going anywhere. It's large enough to get gloves in. You replace your pivot pins and you add your stock assembly, and there you go. So again, first look at this. You guys take a look at it. I think you guys will like it. I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you do, please click like, please subscribe, but even better, share.